Hey guys, well, I was trying to do a Facebook Live, but it decided we just had a storm go through and it didn't like that. I kept getting disconnected. So I thought, well, all else fails, we'll at least do a recording here and then I will post it. So welcome, welcome. This is Deb with Four Seasons Crafts, and it has been, I posted a video on Friday and we went through some cards from On Stage. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to show you guys 3 cards, and we are going to be using this Storybook Moments Designer Series paper, which comes with 2 sheets. Let me get these supplies out of the way. 2 sheets of all these fun characters. And these are just, they're like, you know, punch out cutouts, I guess. There's no adhesive, so you can just use regular adhesive to put those down. They coordinate with the Storybook Friends and the Garden Patch. I think I showed this to you while I was actually on Stage, and we made some of those post-it note holders. So same set, same dies. So I won't spend too much time going through that. I want to show you guys a card that's made with the companion paper. So we're going to use these cutouts, and we're also going to use the plaid paper. So I pulled 2 sheets of it. We're going to be using this one here, and you get 12 different designs, and they have a boatload of colors. And then, so the nice thing is you have a lot of coordination that you can use. So I guess oh no, here it is. I thought I forgot it, but I didn't. So it's this plaid paper, and we've gone through this before too, so I won't bore you, but you guys can see just so many beautiful patterns. So, and it can be just very masculine too. And then the other items that coordinate with this suite is this petal. Let's make sure I get the right color. It is, yeah, petal pink, and it's this ribbon, so we're going to be using that, and it has like scalloped edges, if you guys can see that. And then it also comes with these pearls, and we're going to be using those as well. They're antique pearls, so just very, very pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing is I'm going to show you guys kind of a fun cut with your designer paper, and that is going to allow us to make 2 cards. So out of those 2 sheets. So let me go ahead. I've already taken a piece of boho blue. This is one of those colors that actually is going to be, I think it's retiring. I think it's one that's retiring. It's an in color from 23 to 25. So this one's going away and getting replaced with 5 new colors. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already scored this at 4 1/4, so I'm just going to cut it at 5 1/2, and this is going to be our card base. And again, we're going to make 2 cards, so we're going to use both of those. And then we're going to take these 2 pieces here, and I'm going to find my measurements. All right, so here we go. So we're going to line them up together, okay, because we're going to cut them at the same time, because it's important that the cuts are the same. So the first cut we're going to make is 4 3/4. We're just going to line it up to 4 3/4 and cut that. And we'll use these later, maybe not in this card, but we'll use them for something. And then we're going to turn it again at 3 1/2. Okay. All right. So these are the 2 pieces that we need. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this paper, and we're going to take this point here, and we're going to line it up at 1 inch just at an angle. Okay, and we're going to just kind of turn it. It can be, doesn't have to be, oh, actually I take that back. Yeah, that's right, 1 inch. And just, again, doesn't have to be any kind of perfect way that you're lining it up. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. And then make sure, because I want to end up with 4 pieces, not 2 pieces. So let me do it this way, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to take, yep, that's right. Okay, sorry, I had to really think about it for a minute there. So I'm going to take that piece there and I'm going to cut it at an angle, but I'm going to have this piece at 1 inch. Okay, so just kind of some sort of an angle, and then at one inch there. And then we will just slice it. Okay, now I'm going to turn it this way and just cut again this in half. Oops, let me put them together again. So just find an angle, keep them together, right? So you can see where I've got those just lined up together and they're stacked. I'm making this, obviously, I'm making it harder than it is, I guess. There we go. We'll do it that way right there. So again, you're just making sure that they're aligned underneath, and then you can just cut it again. All right, so what we end up with is 4 pieces, 2 of each. And now you're just more or less going to kind of swap them around, okay? And then I'm going to take the green piece over here, blue piece. Actually, we're going to do it this way. And the same over here. So I took those pieces and now I have my angles divided now that I did that. And so these now are going to get mounted, and they're going to get mounted in different ways. All right, so once you cut those at those various angles, and again, there's no real science to it. I just wanted it to be more kind of in the middle. So then the other thing you're going to need is, let me bring in the other supplies that we need here. Let me grab them. You're going to need 2 pieces of basic beige that's 4 by 5 1/4. And these are going to be our layered pieces. So this is what we're going to slide each one of these under. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can adhere these down. One is to show a border like in the middle. The other one is to not have a border in the middle. So let's go ahead and take our adhesive. And we are going to go ahead and take our first piece. Now the other thing you guys can do, if you flip it and you want to do totally different sides, you would have to flip all the pieces. You can't flip just some. So what I'm going to do is just give myself a even border, and I'm just going to make sure it's straight there and straight here. Now I can line all the rest of my pieces up exactly up against this one here, like that. And then I have no border, but I got this cool pattern in the middle. Can you guys see that? Like that. So we'll glue the rest of it down, and this will be our first one that we do. But it's an easy way to make some very nice cards pretty quickly. So I'm just going to make sure this point is even and the one at the top is even. And then I can just fill in the rest here. You guys can see. It's like a little puzzle. Right like that. All right. And we're going to cover up the middle there. So it but you do want it this way, it'll do the lines. But can you see that if we would have cut them individually, it would have been a little difficult to try to line those up. Now this is something I was challenged with, was I moved. I had the pieces and then it came time to adhere them down, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, how did I have that on my paper. All right, and then this one's gonna go right there. And this paper is it's so pretty. And again, we don't want to see any like white area there. I want it to line up, and we want to get our sides lined up. So there we go. Now we're going to take this piece and we are going to adhere it to the front of our card here. Now, before we do that, I want to put a piece of ribbon because we're going to have this center piece here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a piece of our ribbon, and I'm going to go grab, I forgot my scissors. So let me go grab the scissors. All right, I have the scissors here, and we're just going to tie kind of a knot off to the side here. And let's see, maybe we can get a little bow in here. That might be pretty, a little bit nicer on this card. Doesn't have to be too fancy schmancy, but let's try it. Tell you what, I think we'll do that. It's kind of like, almost like a knot. I don't really have a tail on the other end, but that might just be perfect. All right, so there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our card base. This paper pack is so nice because it's going to be so easy to create your Easter cards. So if you are looking to send out some Easter cards, this is certainly a way to do it. And the other thing too is I also, our neighbors had a little baby, so I'm thinking I'm going to use it for that as well. All right, let's go ahead and adhere this one. And I want to show you something just a slightly different. This one, we're going to leave a gap in between our pieces. So instead of having, like this one has a wider margin, this one we're going to bring a little bit closer to the edge. Okay, not super close, but you can see. So we're going to start with this corner piece again. Anyhow, what I was saying is if you wanted to flip these over, you can. You would just have to flip all of them over. All right, so we will do right about there. And again, I'm going to make sure it's even. And then we'll start with this one here and basically do the exact same thing. All right. And we'll go right about there. And again, just making sure that I've got a nice even line on all sides. So this might, no, that's good. I am using Seal Plus. And this would be a good one, just saying. I love the Tombow, but I didn't have it in here with me. Now I do. This one I would definitely use liquid glue. So actually we're gonna switch right now. I just had to replenish my stock. I was out. Okay, so again, we're gonna put this down and then we're gonna kind of line it up from the top and the side and just make sure everything is even. Now, you guys, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So don't, you just don't want it to be like way off. But we're going to have stuff in the middle, so no one's going to be really looking that closely. Although they might be, because it's going to be such a beautiful card. I guess they could be looking. Okay, so this is the one that always gets me. All right. Oh, you know, I'm looking at that and thinking I made maybe a little bit of a error, but maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up and over. And again, let me just make sure my points are lining up correctly. There you go. All right. So I just wanted you guys to see the difference here between the two of them. Can you see that? So this one, I keep thinking maybe I did those incorrectly, but if I look over here, they're exactly the same. So you got this cool looking kind of line in the middle. Now we're going to be punching out a circle to make for our center. And I'm going to go ahead and put a ribbon around this one as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And in this one, we'll tie just a knot. Okay, like that one we did a bow, but let's do a knot on this one just so you can see the difference in the two different ways. Okay, and just so line that in there, and there we go. And then we'll go ahead, trim that right down. And then we can kind of maneuver it as we go here. Okay. All right, we're going to bring that down just a tad. Okay, so there, and now we'll put this one on our card base. And then we can add our fun. So that's a great little technique. If you guys, again, if you have some pieces of designer series paper, just cut them down 6 by 6, make a couple cuts diagonally, and you could even do it with 4 sheets of designer series paper if you wanted to. You can easily, you know, cut through 4 with your paper trimmer, and that way you could get 4 different colors. All right, so now what we're going to do is, out of that sheet, I grabbed a little goose for one of them, and then the other one, I didn't really select anything yet, but I think we're going to use this little guy right here. The big, I kind of like that. He looks very regal. So we're going to put him in the center. And now what we're going to do is we are going to take, I have some Calypso Coral. I also have another color over here too, but we're just going to punch out a circle. I have so many nice dies, and I was thinking about using one of those, but I figured I was probably not as ready for that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up on some dimensionals, and we'll finish out this pack here. And then we are going to put our, make sure I'm still on, oops, make sure I'm still on camera here. Okay. Oops. And we'll just put that right there in the center. And then we can take our little guy here, and we're going to put him right in the center. So I'm just going to put some adhesive kind of right there in the middle, right? And we'll just pop him right on the front. And now we'll do this one, and then we'll put our greetings on. And this is going to be awesome. And we'll get a few more dimensionals here. I'm putting them, I was trying to get them so they wouldn't sit directly on the ribbon. We'll see. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Okay, and we'll put that one right there. And now we have this little goose, and I've got some flowers that I thought I'll just kind of tuck maybe right there. So for the flowers, we'll just add some adhesive. Make sure I have them. Yeah, I think this will go very well. Maybe we'll put them a little close to the ribbon. Yeah, you know what else? We could put them like that, couldn't we? Maybe we'll do that. We're changing it on the fly, you guys. Yeah, maybe like that. There we go. I think I like that better. And then we'll put our little goose right there. Little mother goose. Yeah, this one might make for a nice, little baby card. All right, and then we'll just put that right there. And there are 2 cards so far. And now we're going to add our greeting. So I just have a strip of white from our basic white, which goes inside the card. And we are going to look at our greetings that come with this right here. So I think one's going to be thank you so much. And then the other one, I think we'll do maybe happy spring or Easter greetings. Okay. So the first one we'll do thank you very much. I've used that one a lot. So here we go. We'll put that on the block. And I'm kind of just using the black, just the basic black. So we'll just take this and stamp right here. Oh, sorry guys. There we go. And then we will take the other one, which I think I said I was going to use happy spring. So let me find that one. Go. And I'm just going to put both of these on here right now, and then we'll cut those down. So we'll do happy spring over here. All right. I really like, I know I showed you guys this or told you about it, to take this white ink, empty ink pad, and then buy a bottle of the black refillable and put it in one of these containers. It's awesome. It works so well. It really does. Okay, I was looking to see if I had, I do. Sorry. Looking for my sham, which I bought a new one. Yeah, I've been meaning to add it to my list, and when I purchased the pre-order, I decided I would go ahead and do that, so I did. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do thank you so much, and I'm just gonna cut that out. And then this one here, we'll cut happy spring. I really have a tough time cutting straight, so I find this is much better for me to use a paper trimmer than to maybe try to, catch that in somewhere else. All right, so we will do happy spring right there across. So we're going to need a dimensional on portion here, right? And then the other side, we can put just a little bit of adhesive. There we go. And then we're just going to put that right on the front. And we'll put it right here. line it up. Happy spring. Look at that. And then we'll add a few little embellishments here. We'll go ahead and put those on. And then we'll go ahead and put this thank you very much too. Let's go ahead and put this on our goose. And I think we will put it right about here, I guess. Let me see if there's another spot. I think it's going to look best right here. So again, because we need to keep it so it stays down, we're going to put a couple dimensionals there, and then we'll put some adhesive on this side here. Right here. Are you done?
Well, I'm coming upstairs.
Okay.
You should hear the water running into the truck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's really running in there. All right. Has she been outside?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'll put her to bed then. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to put this right here. There we go. Beautiful. All right, now we're ready for some embellishments. All right, so let's add our pearls. So can you guys see these maybe a little better? They are super shiny. They are, I think I'm going to put, let's just do our 3s here, right? So we'll put 2 there, and we'll do kind of a medium one. They come in 3 sizes there. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the same thing over here. Put a couple right here, and voila. You know, I always used to think we don't want to use too many, and you always have a bunch, right? All right, so there are, oh, let's go ahead and put the pieces on the inside as well. And let me see, why don't we, I'm looking here to see if there's anything I would want to stamp on the inside of this card. I have the small bunnies, but I did not bring those in with me. So I'll tell you what, I think we'll just adhere. We'll just put these in, and then maybe we'll take one of our pieces and actually we'll add one of our images from our cutouts to the inside. That might be quite pretty. We have so many. The size of this piece of cardstock is, I think it's 3/4 of an inch shorter than the outside. So it is 4 3/4 by 3.5 is what I made that. And I kind of liked it. I kind of like it better because then you get to see more of that inside piece. So we'll go ahead and do this. And then we just have one more card we're going to make for this, for today. But this set, I'm going to post, and if you place an order, I'm going to send you the supplies to make 5 different cards. So you'll have these 3 that we just are going over today, these 2, and one more, and then one other one. So if you place that order this week, you're going to get the supplies, and you can make those and have them all ready for Easter. All right, so here we're using some Old Olive, a piece of the Designer Series paper that came with that same pack, the storybook pack. And this is one of the cutouts, or not cutouts, but it's a sheet, and I showed it before. This is one of the frames that you can just cut out. It's a sheet of paper and you just divide it and you get all of these different kind of already pre-made layouts. So we're going to use that. We have one of our little bunny cutouts here. We have our inside piece, which again is 4 3/4 by 3.5. And then we're going to just actually adhere this all on our page and make a beautiful card. So we're going to use our, excuse me, we're going to use, and then our embellishments. So let me go ahead and we're going to adhere this down on our, I'm getting used to using that seal. It is a little neater, I will say. You know, you find you don't have all the glue. So our card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and this piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So just the standard 1/4 inch all the way around. And then we are going to take our piece of white. Oh, I said I was going to put something in that other one too. Hello, this is how we craft, right? Kind of little all over the place. I'll tell you, between the storm that we had and Facebook just not connecting. I don't know. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this right here and we are just going to put it right in the middle. So this is a very easy basic card that you can use. You just have to mix and match what you want to appear in the middle there. So here we go. Like in your middle of your frame. And then your coordination, like whatever you decide you want to use. But these colors, because they are all part of the Designer Series paper kind of color match, which is listed on the back, it's super easy for you to kind of figure that one out. All right, we're just gonna pop our little bunny here up on some dimensionals. And where, there we go. We got some right here. I don't know what I did with those. All right, that's okay. You know, you kind of move around and things disappear. All right, we'll put our little bunny in the middle there. There we go. And we will add some little, oh, actually, let's stamp our greeting. So let's get our piece of scrap white here that we're going to use. And we will pick our greeting, which here we go. And move that over. There's our little creatures. I was like, where did I put that stamp set? I tell you guys, I don't know. Losing it. All right, we're going to make this one a Happy Easter card. So let me find that one. Let me find Easter greetings. Go. So many choices. No, I think we're going to take some of these little bunnies and or images, and we're going to stamp one right in the middle there. Or right on the corners of our cards, which is always scary because now I've glued them down. So hopefully we don't mess up, right? All right, so here we'll just add Easter greetings to this little scrap here. And I think we'll do over, oops, I like not in the camera, am I? There we go. We'll just do a little Easter greetings. We'll kind of flag the end of this with our scissors. And here we go. Can you hear the dog in the background, you guys? Oh, gracious. All right, so we'll just cut it down the middle. And then right at the corner, or right above the corner sometimes is where I do it. That way, hopefully I get a nice even cut. And what's crazy is I have a punch sitting right here that I got. So conceivably, I could use that as well, but that's all right. All right, there we go. Okay, there's our Easter greetings. And we will go ahead and just add this right here to our card. And I think, you know, it's a little plain, so I'm going to actually take a small piece of our ribbon here. This is a good little, kind of a good trick you can do. Just take a small piece, and we're going to adhere some glue here, or some adhesive, and I'm just going to pop that down so a little piece of it, oops, shows right there. Can you guys see that? So that's it. And now when and I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. I think that's going to make it look a little better. And that way, there, put it right there. And then let's add some of our pearls. And we'll put maybe one here on our greeting. And let's see. Always a big decision, right? So I'm debating, do I want to, I think we'll keep them kind of down. Well, let's see. Let's put some up here. It's fine. I think I'm going to do we'll do one small one up here too. Let's maybe do it right there. There we go. All right, that is it. So we have 3 cards, 2 that look similar here, but you can see all we did was this one, we pushed out the paper a little bit. This one, we put them closer together. And then we did this little guy and just used all the pieces in between. So let's go ahead and stamp the insides real quickly, and then we will call it good. I said I would do that, and then what you can do is take your colored pencils. Let me grab one of these little rabbits here. And I'm going to grab this small one since we're doing it on the inside. Now there's so many choices, you guys. So many choices. So let's go ahead. And you could also do this in a different color. I probably would not use, I would probably use maybe the blue, boho blue or something like that. But for this one, we'll just stick with the color we have here in front of us. So we're just going to take this little bunny and we'll ink him up and put him right down in the corner there. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? I know I don't always do it, but I do think it does make your cards look so much better when you just add that little bit inside. So that's all we're doing here. And there is our last one. All right. Okay, so there are our 3 cards, all with kind of a springtime theme. So again, I will have 5 more card designs that you're going to be able to use with the pack of designer series paper. So what you would need to purchase is this right here, this designer pack of paper, the storybook, and then you'll be able to make all 8. So these 3 plus 5 more, you'll be able to make those cards using that set, plus a whole bunch more. But that will get you started for your Easter cards. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and we will see you again soon. Okay, bye.